The only thing I will say is I think that there are some people that are wishful thinking, hoping Kamala says the right things.
And then now the rumor, which it doesn't even matter if it's true or not, it's going to be a joke on Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Yeah.
She's a drunk.
That's the thing?
Yes.
She is?
Yes. The internet has completely gone.
I have not seen that.
It's gone completely. Even Javier's nodding. He knows.
He's like,
she's an absolute drunk.
Come to one of the parties.
Yes. That's why she rambles when she talks, because she's wasted.
No.
Yes. And
where did that come out in?
Can you pull up an article?
No, there's no.
There's a video.
It went viral on social media.
There's a video of her they're like, she's clearly hammered. And she's just like,
Can you just pull it up so we have some
she's a drunk. That's it. It's a wrap. The joke on Saturday Night Live this Saturday was her is going to be shutting down 6 vodkas before she goes and does the debate.
Right.
It's 100%. It doesn't matter.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Did you guys see the clip of the people in New Jersey? They were interviewing people in New Jersey, which is very liberal, asking them who they're voting for, and everyone said Trump.
No.
Didn't you see that? I thought they sent it in the group chat.
I didn't see it.
I just want to start off our episode this way. Maybe I shouldn't because I know I want to have a good vibe. Yeah. I'm not trying to stoke anyone's.
You're already starting.
I know, but I feel like everyone I talk to lately is like, you know how in 2016 there were like a few
fringe secret Trump supporters, and it was real weird and felt really dangerous. Yeah. Like we had a couple friends that way. We're like, damn, really? Now it feels like everyone I talk to. Yeah. And I'm not saying anything. I'm just curious. I know the polls are showing that it's very close. Back to dead
But
heat.
it's so I've been around a decent amount of people. I've been a pretty social guy the last week and a half. And I feel like everyone.
You're in the streets, huh?
I'm in the streets.
No.
Guys, girls, older, younger.
But why is the topic of conversation even coming up?
Because it's election
people
season.
People say like, oh, what do you think about this?
It's election season.
What about this?
Someone literally whispered to me. Someone whispered to me today, "You voting for Kamala?"
Right.
Like that's the bad thing.
Right.
Yes. Like I was like, no.
In LA,
someone whispered that to me today.
But on the other hand, like you see everyone like doing all their Kamala posts and stuff.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Oh, Kamala. Sorry.
I mean, that's a problem in itself. No one pronounces her name correctly.
Right.
Even Barack, they got his name right.
Even Hussein.
Hussein, people know how to pronounce.
Right.
Thanks to Saddam.
Right. All I'm doing is making an observation. Like I've even talked to young women in Los Angeles who I would assume would be blue no matter who.
Yeah.
And they've done I think I might vote for Trump.
Yeah.
I'm
just interested as a observer.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to find out in 70 days.
No, I think what he did was for the youth who don't vote,
right,
is he went to all those podcasts, right? He did Full Send. He did the Logan.
The UFC, yeah.
He does the UFC, and he became likable for the youth, and the youth just became...
Yeah, the same youth that are rooting for Kamala don't vote for her either. They're useless.
That's also the problem.
Yeah, they don't vote for her either. No one's voting for her.
But my point is, my larger point is basically that he did a great job in the last year of capturing the people you're talking about.
Right.
Because of everyone loves Full Send. Everyone loves...
That's like 25 and under. He's not hanging out only with 25 and under.
He is.
No.
I mean,
no.
Yeah, your Full Send is 30 and under.
25 to 35 is your age.
No, 30 and under is Full Send.
No.
Well, let me say this. I would say, look, Anna, I think your point is right. I don't think your point's wrong. But I do think the people that I've had conversations with, I don't think they watch Full Send.
Yeah.
I think they're either women, younger women, or
So where are they getting the content that has convinced them that that's the right choice?
There's a lot of places.
I think there's a general tone.
No, I want the.
I think there's a tone that you know what I think? You know what I honestly think? I think the crime, some of the wild woke stuff, like some of the like just okay, things are getting a little like where's reality? I just sense a tone shift that people think Trump is the way to put an end. Like I will say, I've talked to a lot of people way more than I thought, and I am blown away by this issue. The amount of people whose kids, or in my case, that people are talking to, like nephews, things like that, are in like elementary school getting taught about gay sex. And they're like, no. Like it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's happening way more than I thought in LA. I thought that was kind of for the press, but so many people that I talk to are having that issue. And I sense a tone of like, it's just gotten too ridiculous. And the only answer to it is Trump. Yeah. That's the way people thought in 2016. It was just a more fringe, well, obviously not, but
not at all.
Thought, right? But I'm saying it was the anti-Obama. We thought like, that's such a small group. It was bigger than we thought.
Yeah.
But now that it just feels, once again, who the fuck knows? But it just feels, the last 2 weeks of my boots on the ground journalism has felt, that would have never happened in LA 4 or 8 years ago.
And I think it's definitely bubbled in California in a way that it didn't in 2016.
Right. And California is the most liberal.
And it still won't matter.
Right.
It's just basically like, I get it.
You're saying it'll still go blue, California.
Obviously.
Right.
Like there's no question.
Right. But if that's a reflection of anything, then what's happening in the swing states? Yeah. You know, once again, just making an observation, but that I have been shocked the last 2 weeks by the number of people that have brought up like, what do you think about this blah, blah, blah thing? And then it has quickly went into, I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I didn't know that.
It's actually even not even like, oh, I don't think there's anyone that's undecided. I think everyone is decided who they're voting for.
I agree.
100% of people. But there's no such thing to me as an undecided voter.
The only thing I will say is I think that there are some people that are wishful thinking, hoping Kamala says the right things and has a really good
Then she rolled out her economic policy on Friday and she lost all her momentum. Gone.
Pure
one day.
Socialism. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that ultimately is her message. Her best bet was not to speak till November. She would have won. And then now the rumor, which it doesn't even matter if it's true or not, but internet has taken full. It's going to be a joke on Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Yeah.
She's a drunk.
That's the thing?
Yes.
She is?
Yes. The internet has completely gone.
I have not seen that.
It's gone completely. Even Javier's nodding. He knows.
He's like,
she's an absolute drunk.
Come to one of the parties.
Yes. That's why she rambles when she talks, because she's wasted.
No.
Yes. And
where did that come out in?
This is like... can you pull up an article?
No, there's no article. There's a video. It went viral on social media.
There's a video of her like they're like, she's clearly hammered. And she's like,
how? Can you just pull it up so we have some
she's a drunk. That's it. It's a wrap. The joke on Saturday Night Live this Saturday is going to be shutting down 6 vodkas before she goes and does the debate.
Right.
It's 100%. It doesn't matter.
That makes a lot of sense.
Everyone is posting about her being a drunk.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
and I'm on social media all day.
Can we hear it with headphones or not?
Yeah, I mean, look.
You're saying she's
now
drunk
makes sense
with pantsuits
why she talks and acts like this. It makes sense now.
Are you telling me she's showing up to events
Yes,
drunk?
She's hammered.
Oh,
this is ridiculous.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry. It's okay. It's fine. Everyone, it's going to be the biggest thing in every news cycle tomorrow. Don't worry.
Oh, did it just come out?
In the last 6 hours, she's wasted. So
if our White House currently is a fucking dementia man and a drunk woman, that's crazy.
That sounds accurate.
It does. It reflects.
It reflects what's happening.
So she has a convention coming up. Oh boy, it's gonna be so good.
So from the wokey perspective, I haven't seen any of this. Right. So this is all D's speculation.
I haven't seen
it doesn't matter. Everyone on the internet will see it by tomorrow. 100% of people. It'll bubble. This is what it takes time.
And I will say to Dee's point, it doesn't fully matter if it's true or not.
It's over.
Like the clips look like it. If that becomes the narrative, that's rough.
That's how it works.
Right. Okay, so the DNC is what, this whole week, pretty much?
This week. Protests have fully started.
What are they protesting?
In Chicago, Palestine.
Oh, God. The Democrats are in such a pickle with that.
Yeah, I think that is, for us, the thing is, I don't know if it actually swings the election one way or the other. Actually, I know it doesn't.
None of them
But
vote.
the Democrats have... What do you mean?
That's the non-voter crew.
Yeah.
All the protesters.
Those people are definitely not voting.
Right. They might actually show up to protest the voting and they would never vote.
Exactly. Right. So I if I was a Democrat, I would dead any conversation about this. Fucking go pro-Israel, do whatever you have to do. It does not matter. You're gonna win the states that you're supposed to win,
right,
regardless of your stance in that.
But
situation.
She's obviously reacting, like not showing up to Netanyahu's speech.
I think that'll shift. I actually do think, because the thing is, you can't get that group of people to vote for you either way.
Right.
I think there's two different things, right? It's basically, can you get rich people to donate to you?
Right.
And there's 6 million Jewish people in America, I believe. 6 or 7 million. And a lot of them are very wealthy.
Yeah.
So
and it's AIPAC,
and they're politically active.
Yeah.
They're very politically active.
So my point is,
you should ignore the protest.
Yeah. Who do you pander to? Basically, like, do you want the money?
Right.
Or do you want to just pander to like the idiots that are blocking the 405?
But it's just rough because now keep in mind, you're right. I don't think these people vote, but the case for Kamala, the true case is minority, woman, oppressed, finally in the White House. Like that's like the most bullish, obviously other than and you are right, your more democratic points. But I'm saying like with the young crowd, like it's like, yes, she woman and a woman.
Yeah. And I get what she represents.
And that whole crew though is Palestine.
Yeah.
So you're just, because if you stripped away, if Kamala was just being judged over like policy and experience and competence, I think it'd be.
But why do you think massive Jewish billionaires are still supporting?
Because they've always supported the Democratic Party.
They're just blindly doing it.
Yeah, they whether they show up to meet Netanyahu or not, these people are not in charge. Whoever's in office.
Yeah, and I also
think policies are getting passed either way.
Yeah, I think it's working perfectly right today with Biden. So if you just, I would assume that Kamala is 100% maintain status quo.
Yeah, and
so it's working for them.
Yeah.
So no matter what she says or whatever, Trump, you don't know what's going to happen. I believe that he is obviously very pro-Israel, but I just feel like he's such a wild card to everyone.
Yeah.
Whereas right now,
and
it's working.
But what's interesting is, so there was a pre-DNC party. Protesters jumped on the stage there. They're protesting in the streets. They have barricaded the entire DNC. They have a wall, ironically. You have to give your ID, ironically.
Right.
So full circle, they're now protecting their space, rightfully so, because you're not trying to have anyone get hurt at the DNC. That's stupid. And so it's going to be a pretty interesting week if they have to shut those protesters down.
Right.
Because I think it detracts away from like the core message of the party, which has nothing to do with the protest.
Right.
And you don't want those people to hijack the message, because those people give more power to Republicans, because they're like, whoa, we're not letting those people in power.
Right.
Like if I'm the Democrats, I would literally pay them to go away.
Yeah.
Like, please, here's money, go away.
It's just such a jam up. It's like the only issue that is such a jam. Like, think about like all of those people should be, if everything was in line, protesting like the RNC because, you know, racism and bigotry and, you know, and like, but now they've turned on you.
Yeah.
You're in a pickle.
Yeah. I just don't believe it's a meaningful number that affects the outcome.
No, but it's just the visual.
Yeah.
The visual of like a party not in control. And, you know, as opposed to like, I don't know, the Republicans seem pretty, they seem pretty like all on the same page type of thing.
You know, the one thing under Trump, you can't go against him. That's what you've learned in the Republican Party. Right. Everyone, DeSantis and Ted Cruz, these guys all,
but what's interesting
Mitt Romney,
none
they
of
all
those
were against Trump.
None of those guys have actually stood up for him on this. He's kind of a lone man. He's obviously super popular. Right. Like he's insanely popular, right? Like I'm not doubting that. But I don't see other Republicans.
He doesn't need them. He's not calling
I'm not saying he doesn't need them, but I'm saying they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want to.
But they're just shutting up and doing what they got to do. They're like, all right, well.
If they get asked to do something, I'm sure they'll do it. Maybe closer to, here's the thing is, in their eyes, no matter what, this is the last. They all thought the last one was the last one. They all distanced themselves. No matter what, this is it. This is the last election this guy has.
Right.
So you're better off
just shutting up.
Shutting up. Don't get involved, because 4 years from now, if you want to run for president, be like, hey, I didn't support this fucking asshole. I did my thing, and you guys voted for him.
No one's talked. Rubio, DeSantis, you name any of these Cruz, any of these guys. No one has gone and stumped for him.
It's also got to be intimidating. Like, look, if you're one of those guys, all you're really doing is thinking about your political future. And so you have to look and see like, wow, Trump has this wild support. And so I don't want to, like, let me see how this plays out, because that might shape my policies in the future. Because he's obviously
shape your rhetoric.
Right. Because he's obviously tapping into something. It's just, you want to know a funny thing too? I was with someone last night who I believe must have family in China. And he showed me that the propaganda in China right now is that Trump is dropping out of the election because he has PTSD from the gun shot.
Oh my God.
And Trump's dropping out. That's what's all over China.
And that's like the Chinese social media?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the news story.
Because that's good for them.
Yeah.
If Trump's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pickle. It's going to be an interesting week. And also, I mean, we're going to get a lot of Kamala. I mean, at least one big speech.
Yeah.
Every speech, everything
you have
is going to
Obama
affect.
speaking. I think you have Obama speaking.
Oh, Obama's speaking. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's speaking. Obviously, Walz is speaking.
He's actually good. He's a good speaker.
He is a good speaker. They're both, I mean, Tim Walz and Josh Shapiro were both incredible speakers. He's like very energizing. Like, I think he'll get like rallies going. And
What celebrity? Like, what do they do on the celebrity front?
I didn't see.
Got to be some, right?
Yeah.
Oprah or something.
Clooney, Oprah, you know, the usual.
T Swift, Beyonce, they were rumored.
What happens with?
I don't think Taylor Swift is going to get involved in politics. The worst thing for her career
right now.
I don't think it. I mean,
I think it matters, and I don't think she's going to fuck with her career. If you want to be the GOAT, you stay out of politics.
Well, she did it before, but I just feel like it's different now.
It is different now. It's way more polarizing now.
It was in her documentary, you know, did you see that?
Yeah.
She was all like sort of.
No, I don't know, but I know that she did in the last.
So in her documentary, there was like a whole thing where she was like torn up about, should I post? And everyone around her was like, don't do it. Bad for your career. And she was like, I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
That was in 2016.
Yeah.
I also think now, like, things are a little different.
And she's way bigger of a star.
Right.
That's 8 years ago.
Right.
Think about the level of fame she has. Here's what we've learned. Nothing good's from being involved in politics for a celebrity.
Right.
I agree with that. I think celebrities, for their own personal, like if they care about their personal beliefs, sure, get involved. But for your career, probably doesn't.
It doesn't benefit you.
It has no benefit.
Even if it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't benefit you. Unless you're the Nelk boys.
Right? If you just do the math, it's 50-50.
Yeah. Unless you're Aiden Ross or the Nelk boys. For them, I think it was huge.
But they're doing it for the fuckery.
And they're not.
Like they're not shifting votes. Sorry.
No, I don't think they are. Does Biden, what's he do at the DNC? He shows up and claps, or he hands the wine?
I mean, I if I'm him, fuck this party.
Right. You guys, after what you guys did to me?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, seriously. It's a joke.
Right.
I wouldn't, I mean, he's at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Right?
Life.
Right. Career life. They did him dirty.
Right. Take a week off.
You were the president. You'll always go down in history. Like, you're good. Your legacy is confirmed.
Yeah, go to Camp David.
Why go to the convention, give a fucking bullshit speech?
Get ripped apart
on
the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no upside in giving the speech.
But he's got to go clap, right? For the Dems?
No, I don't think so.
Don't you think Barack calls him and says, hey, this is on your way out? We'll knife you. We still got the shank, old man.
We still got 4 months left.
You're not done yet, buddy.
Yeah.
You show up and you clap. I don't know. I'm curious.
I think it's going to be pretty interesting because they're going to have all the usual suspects. The thing is, the sad part about the convention is, like, generally speaking, the RNC doesn't have like super articulate, incredible speakers.
Right.
The
I thought
Democrats
Kid Rock was great.
What?
I thought Kid Rock was great.
Yeah.
And Amber Rose.
Yeah. And so the problem is
Barack's going to crush.
That's bad. Then you're just like, why the fuck are we voting for drunk Kamala?
Right.
How is she a drunk?
But he's probably going to, like, think about, if you're a comedian, like, you don't want to take better people for your openers.
Yeah.
She's going to make him, he's going to make her look even worse.
Yes, Tim Walz and Barack. It's not, I would not let Barack speak. Not let him open his mouth.
Listen.
Is this
America?
I would go to Barack and be like, you can have.
I think DJ's pushing this drunk thing.
No, it's all over the internet.
The internet is very.
But it doesn't matter if it's
then
real.
You look on the internet all day. Don't worry, it'll be on Joe Rogan tomorrow.
It doesn't matter if it's real. It matters if it's believable.
That's it. And everyone will believe it because it makes sense why she's so disheveled at these.
God, they could bury her with that. Because every speech you're going to be looking for the drunk mess up, even if she's dead sober and hasn't had a drink in decades. You're going to be like, there she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's over. It's labeled.
I know D hates her. That's fine. But I don't know if this drunk narrative is real.
It doesn't matter. It's there.
You're pushing it.
If I'm that, if this picks up steam,
I'm on Twitter.
Hold on.
I'm on Twitter 24/7. I've never heard this once.
Steam. I'm one of the most powerful fucking people on earth. I just want you to know.
Why?
Because Anand thinks I'm pushing it.
Oh, right.
So I am one of the most powerful people on earth. If anyone do not
Dee's
fuck
just
with
commenting
me,
on the weather. He doesn't control it. He's just saying it's raining outside.
No, I'm controlling it. I'm God. In this case, Anand believes I'm God.
Right. That's yes.
No, in this case,
you said I'm pushing it. So when the whole internet is talking about it tomorrow, I want credit for it. I want credit.
Fair. That's fair.
Okay?
That's fair.
Yeah, you think
I will get
Kamala's
credit.
a drunk.
I will get credit.
So say that.
Yes, Kamala's a drunk.
Okay. So you're saying it.
And I would get 100% credit. If you see it on the internet tomorrow, it's because of me.
D. Do you think that we get like an aide to come out and say like, yes, I was delivering her fucking...
Don't worry, it's all coming out.
Tequila.
I'm the deliverer. I was hired.
Right. So you have some more in your back pocket.
Yeah, don't worry. We have it all.
You have some
We have
receipts from 7-Eleven.
from Bevmo.
Right.
You want receipts? Here's the Bevmo order.
Oh my God, it would be so... But the reason why it's such a destructive story, like I said, is even if she has never drank, her speech is kind of drunk. Now that you see it, it's like you can't unsee it. Right.
Her laugh, everything. Right. It's a nervousness. She has a nervousness to it.
Maybe she's not a great orator.
Or she's drunk.
Yeah, right. She might just not be a great orator, but neither are drunks. And so people are going to be like, she's drunk again. That's what I'm saying. It's such a powerful lie if it's a lie.
Yeah. I mean, Dee's pushing the lie.
You just guaranteed that I watch her speech at the DNC.
I guarantee.
So you think she's going to be wasted at the speech?
She might not be able to speak without it.
Yeah, she just might be nervous. She's one of those people. A lot of people drink before nervous big moments.
Yeah. This is good.
You know how many newscasters who were doing the evening news used to get hammered? That is a known thing.
Yeah. It's very common. We know that.
Big evening, the big shows, those they were like, oh yeah, Walter Cronkite was like hammered doing this.
It also could be like I have heard a take that part of the reason why she isn't in the public eye the last 4 years is because she's blacked out.
She's at the bar.
No, but is because she's like she gets nervous.
Yeah,
I've heard. I don't. That's not based in any fact, but it's just a take of like maybe she's just not good.
Yeah,
like it would be so hard to have this schedule and do all these speeches and things. And if you're like an anxious person,
do you? Can we, I know this is not one of the topics. Can we talk about the Ben Horowitz, Mike Moritz?
I don't even know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
Oh, you guys don't?
No.
It's not on my internet.
It's on my
Kamala.
So I think it's the SF Guardian.
Is that a newspaper?
It's like whatever.
Regional
blog.
Yeah, some news publication.
Like Mercury.
That is Michael Moritz, who is one of the senior partners at Sequoia.
Okay.
He is an investor owner of this publication.
Newspaper?
Got it.
And
he lives in San Francisco.
Yeah, they both, and they came out with a hit piece on Ben Horowitz and Felicia Horowitz, his wife, about their movement from being liberals to now being pro-Trump. And before the article came out, Ben Horowitz tweeted the Kendrick line, you're a master manipulator. Don't tell, what's the line?
Lie about me, I won't tell the truth about you.
Yeah. And about Michael Moritz.
Yeah.
And then wrote like this whole post.
Dissing him.
And then the whole Andreessen Horowitz mafia came out and was like, they don't have time for this, but we do. And they just kept going and going.
Going on Moritz.
But the article came out.
Right.
Today.
And is it bad or is it?
To be honest, like as objective as I can be.
What's the article about?
Just them switching to being Trump.
So what's bad about that?
And I don't think they did anything other than just stating the facts.
But did they say they did something to somebody?
It's just old. It's an old tactic.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're a conservative now.
Yeah. That used to mean you're racist. You're a bigot. And it
Ben
just doesn't
Horowitz's
work
wife,
anymore.
just for people that don't know, is black.
Right. It just doesn't work anymore. And Ben is so like outspokenly like anti-racist if you want that whole
he
fucking
says
thing.
More anti-racist again. And I just think it's just interesting how they just thought it was like a good angle.
Just by saying, oh, he's Trump.
He's Trump. And if you look at the article, like, look, everyone gets to believe which politician they want to be for president.
Right.
I don't judge. That's your opinion.
Yeah, maybe Ben Horowitz doesn't drink, so he can't get down.
He drinks. I've been at his house.
They're not like us.
No, but my point is, I thought it was like it was like a Silicon Valley like feud, on Twitter, and I don't think so I think both things are true. They could be mad that they're getting kind of like persecuted,
right?
But then the article also wasn't bad,
right? Yeah, right. Well, I'd have to read it and all that stuff to have a real take. I think one thing that annoys me is I think, this is my opinion, and I know a lot of people would disagree with this. I think in 2016, the media and the Democrats did an incredible job at making you believe that if you supported Trump, you were a bad person.
Yeah, great marketing tactic.
They did so good.
Great marketing tactic.
And
I love it.
Now I think we have learned that whether or not you agree with the policies or him just kind of being like he's Donald Trump, like, he's fucking Donald Trump. But like, he's not going to nuke every other country. He's not secretly has some crazy racist agenda. It doesn't make you a terrible person. It's a difference of opinion. And I think that most people actually feel that way now. And it's actually like for people who say that we need to be more united than ever, it's funny how like they still think that saying you're a Trump supporter is like some terrible label. But like, there's certain people trying to still use that 2016 tactic. Like we're going to write a whole article. Once again, I didn't read it. I could be wrong, but like we're going to write a whole article. And really the main point of it is like, they like Trump now. Like that's not a fucking diss anymore.
No.
You know?
That is the article. I read it.
Right.
I didn't think it was pretty offensive, but I also thought the response from Ben was like, why are you talking shit about me? But the article actually wasn't talking shit. It just said facts.
But it was an attempt to. It was an attempt to say, look, he now is it was a smear campaign that just didn't work.
Because it worked. Yeah.
Like, oh,
it may work. It may have worked locally.
Right.
You never know.
But I don't think once again, back to my conversations, I don't think it did.
Yeah.
I think most people are like, if anything, they're like, I'm not going to vote for him, but I don't blame you.
Yeah. I think like,
is anyone turning down Andreessen Horowitz money because of that article?
Zero.
That's the only thing it could do to affect their, right?
Well, you know, what's interesting, back in 2016, I think the only vocal technology person supporting Trump was Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
He was the only one that I knew that was like out in the, clearly with his wallet. And then
he spoke at the convention.
Yeah, I think he spoke at the convention.
Right.
He's obviously, his new brainchild is JD Vance. Like that dude clearly has staked his claim and made his bet on what he wants to do. And did you guys watch the Rogan?
I'm halfway through.
Yeah, don't say anything. I'm 45 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm going to say a little.
Yeah, just don't I don't want to know his theory on Epstein.
You haven't listened to it. That's fucking your problem.
Don't give any.
I'm halfway through.
Don't give any gems. Don't give any gems. That's all.
The only thing I'll tell you is that.
So what we're talking about, just for the audience, is Peter Thiel was on Joe Rogan, and it released on Friday.
Yeah. So Peter Thiel, for those that don't know, was one of the co-founders of PayPal. He's part of the PayPal mafia with Elon and Max Levinson and David Sachs, and like basically like the greatest group of tech entrepreneurs.
More importantly, he was the first $500,000 in Facebook.
And
yes, in the movie, you know, he's portrayed in the movie. He sunk Gawker or whatever.
Sunk Gawker
with Hulk Hogan.
He has Theil Fellows, which
he's sort of a master of the universe character.
Yes,
and this episode is getting a crazy buzz in a pretty specific community.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear from him in this way.
He's a bit of a mythical creature.
Right.
And he kind of came up, showed his kind of face.
Yep.
And what's interesting is I'm going to give you a hot take.
Do you listen to the whole thing?
I listened to the whole thing, all 3.5 hours.
How many full Joe Rogan episodes have you listened to?
How'd you listen to 3.5 hours?
Someone said for tech bros, Peter Thiel on Joe Rogan is like Taylor Swift.
How many?
And I agree.
I listen. You don't listen to shit on
How
Rogan.
many full Joe Rogan episodes front to back have you listened to?
This is the first.
Right.
I'm going to listen to the rest of it.
Let me tell you something. Here's the hot take. Joe Rogan is not good.
Oh God,
that's your take?
Nah,
you're an idiot.
I'll tell you what.
You got an interview out of him that no one else in the world can.
I know. So this is what I want to know.
Okay.
If you have Peter Thiel,
right,
I want you to listen to the whole thing.
Right.
There were some interesting things.
Yeah.
A lot of useless things.
Yeah.
Discussed. There are so many things I want to know from Peter Thiel.
Can you give me an example?
I want to know his influence. I want to know his friendship with Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
What is your relationship today with Mark Zuckerberg?
But don't you think like you're too niche? You're too like...
No, I think
He's not going to answer that. You know what he's going to say? Oh, Mark is such an inspiring, so great. And what he's been doing, I see him with you guys on the UFC stuff. So great.
I know, but I'm curious to even just see a facial reaction when it comes to Zuckerberg.
Rogan knows how to have the conversation.
There was nothing of substance.
But wasn't it nice to see Peter Thiel?
You said there's nothing of substance that came out of the interview?
No,
he talked about...
That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
I'm on
Because the half I've listened to is... Peter Thiel talked about how AI is so different than all technology improvements and how we need to pass the Turing
but he also said it's like
test.
the 1999 internet. It's going to be big, but it's going to take 20 years.
But also,
That's very
I know, but like, I know
insightful.
that. I fucking know
You
that.
don't
I
know
don't need
anything.
that.
You
I
don't
don't
know
need
everybody.
everybody.
but how many?
But I
You're too niche.
I'm more interested in. I think Peter Thiel is one of these master manipulator billionaires that has this plot on humanity,
Right.
and I wanted to know about that.
Yeah, but who's gonna get you that?
Joe fucking Rogan.
No, dude.
No,
he
no
also
one is.
shared his theory of why nuclear energy isn't. Everyone's like, why not nuclear?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. He said because
He had some
you
crazy Bill
can't-
Gates takes. Did you listen to those?
No, I
yet?
didn't get there yet. Because
God.
you can't get. You
I'll
can't.
leave those for you.
Thank you.
That was entertaining.
No, look.
But that's
Here-
not
here-
intellectually
You're-
interesting.
No, DD. Here's
Your bar's too high.
No, I agree.
You need to become friends with Peter Thiel.
We
then.
never get Peter Thiel again.
You're not going to get what
never gonna
you
get-
got with Travis and Garrett at South by Southwest privately.
I want that.
That's
But you
not
have to be
happening in
private. You have to go get
podcasts.
drinks with Kamala and Peter, and
Yeah.
that's where you'll get that.
Yeah.
With drunk Peter talking at a bar, not on fucking Joe Rogan.
No, so what I thought the most interesting thing from the
His Bill Gates shit was insane.
You're switching
was
your
insane.
own story.
I know, but like that's but he said this is my conspiracy.
But so he
It's
didn't
his
talk
conspiracy.
on Zuckerberg, but you got Bill Gates. You're not
No, but
happy.
Zuckerberg, he knows, man.
I know,
he
but
fucking
that's why
manipulates.
he wouldn't say it.
no,
Yeah.
what I actually
Gates,
thought,
he just made up. He said,
Yeah.
I'm guessing. This is my theory, my
Right.
conspiracy on
Right.
why
But
Bill
you're
and
never-
Melinda got divorced.
What you're saying is, I wish I could get drunk with Peter Thiel.
Yes, I do.
Not Joe Rogan is a bad interviewer. You're out of your mind.
I
We just
don't know why he
mentioned
didn't
three
ask.
things.
Do you think he got a letter saying you cannot talk about these things?
Maybe. I also think part of it, he just doesn't fucking know.
Joe Rogan?
I think Joe
What?
Rogan is.
Joe Rogan is not a fucking dummy. I know for a fact.
I don't think he.
You don't think he?
no.
like,
So here's actually the
even the Thiel fellow, his thesis on education.
how far-
I would have loved to know. his
how far
belief on
did you get in
education.
drama?
Like 45 minutes.
Okay, what I thought the most interesting part of it was Rogan was pushing him like, why you still live in California?
Right.
And he's like,
I
look,
heard that part.
California has 40 million people and it's a $4 trillion GDP.
He just likes the weather. It's clear. That's
And
it.
He lives in China where he lives. He was basically saying like, the biggest tech companies are here. $4 trillion GDP in California is
Wait, compared it to Saudi, right?
equal to Japan.
Right.
Bigger than, it's like, one of the 6 biggest economies in the world.
Right.
And he's like, as much as everyone wants to shit on California, no one leaves.
Right.
Look at the 3 of us. We talk about crime. We talk about everything.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
No one's leaving.
No, hell no. Wouldn't even consider it.
I was at the beach today for 7 hours. 7 hours at the beach
With the kids?
with the kids. I was in the Pacific Ocean. Let me
thought
tell
it
you
was-
something unbelievable.
But
the water is so warm.
But my point is, it was so insightful
right, we're not leaving.
because we say the same thing. Like, we all complain about
Right.
all the crime and this and that, but no one fucking leaves.
Well, look, that's where my bar is. Dee's bar is like, I wish Joe Rogan would have somehow got the unthinkable private conversations out of Peter Thiel in front of tens of millions of people.
Yes,
My
that's what I
bar
wanted.
was I actually liked, like, if someone said, hey, here's an interview, and you get to hear Peter Thiel's take on why he doesn't leave California, like, for such a smart guy, how does he analyze it? It's like, oh, wow, you'll never hear those takes again.
I wanted him to talk about JD Vance. I wanted him to talk about Trump. None of the. I think those are all off.
Right.
Off.
I'm not saying he
topic.
didn't miss a couple topics, but we just named 3.
JD Vance, he created out of thin air.
I know, but tell me where for the rest of your life you are confident you'll get a better Peter Thiel interview.
I don't. Maybe if he comes on group chat,
Right.
I'll give you a better
And is
interview.
drinking.
I'll give you a
Because
better.
you want to know, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, so why'd you pick JD Vance? You could have picked anyone to do whatever the fuck you wanted to.
Right.
You picked him. I'm curious why.
Yeah, you should be curious.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
That
you
is a
can't
very interesting question. How did Joe Rogan not think of that question?
Because it's your question, it's not his
You
question.
you don't think everyone's curious how JD Vance, fucking nobody, came out of nowhere and is going to be the vice president?
I also think Joe
Well,
Rogan gets
yeah,
these types
yeah.
of guests because he doesn't do the awkward shit.
Right.
He just has the conversation.
Look, I'm not saying he didn't miss things, but I think that
I don't know.
you can't say he's whatever you said. Like he's not. You said he sucks or something.
This is my first interview. First episode.
It's one of
Is
the
your
better
first
ones.
time listening to Joe Rogan?
I listened to Post, which was horrible.
Yeah.
That was
Unbelievably
bad. Well, they
worst.
were also on
It was
drugs.
mushrooms and yeah.
Worst episode of podcasting.
He
I've
said
ever
that's
heard.
the first episode he listened to front to back.
Front to back, first episode.
I told you the episode with the German author. I thought it was incredible.
Which one was that?
I think
Recent,
it's-
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
last
Mohan?
week. No, Norman Ohler.
Yep.
What's that about?
I talked on the pod. It was my content of the week
What was
last
it
week.
about?
It was basically how LSD
Oh, yeah.
was discovered in Switzerland. The Nazis used it, got a clear
And
mind.
everything's always about aliens. I'm like, gosh.
Does anyone want to go
So
the
aliens.
opposite way on me?
No,
on
even
a,
on the Peter Thiel thing, there's all alien. He started Joe
I
Rogan
mean, I'm only
drives into
halfway.
aliens.
anyone want to go the opposite? Take the opposite bet. $20 that Trump is on Rogan before the election.
Zero chance. Rogan said no.
But not that.
I think you have to offer it to both candidates.
Rogan
too.
said, I will not have Trump. I've been offered a million times to have Trump.
You want to bet $20?
I'll bet a dinner, a real dinner.
Oh, so you want more than $20?
Yeah.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
I'm just curious. I don't care. I think that I can feel like I don't know, like
I
with
think
the
it's-
momentum of Elon and Dana. I just think there's so many people around him because I would actually love to hear that, even though it might suck.
I think both candidates should both be on Joe Rogan. He is the
For
media
sure.
platform.
But Kamala would never do it.
No, she wouldn't.
No chance. That's
He
such.
doesn't he have a bar back there.
Yeah, he does. She might do it.
That's how he lures her in.
She might do it. That's the riskiest thing she could possibly do.
Why? I actually think
I got a
actually think
sauna.
that's a better environment for
Right.
her.
See, that's what Listen to Rogan does. He hasn't sweat in days.
I'm sweating right now.
I know, me too. It's a sauna in here.
I got a free sauna.
She would never do it. I know you're right, but the point is they view it as 3 hours, no filter.
Limited, hour and a half.
No,
Clearly,
he
wouldn't
can't
do
do
it.
an hour and a half.
He wouldn't do it.
He has to do
The
2
rule would
hours.
have to be.
Obviously, you can set rules with him because the questions he asked Peter Thiel are
No,
not
but-
relevant.
I don't think. I
think you're wrong.
I'm already into it.
Look, I found it entertaining, no doubt, but I'm like, Peter Thiel is one of these characters that's so intriguing to
Right.
me, and I never get to hear from him.
But I also want to just propose that Peter Thiel, I know you're going to be mind blown by this take. Peter Thiel might not be as interesting to Joe Rogan as he is to you.
Okay,
Joe
that's
Rogan
fine.
might be like, cool, like a billionaire tech guy who's
They're
involved in all
friends
this.
though,
Right, but I
so
think
he knows who he is.
but he's also friends with like fucking Elon and
He's friends with everyone.
you know, like if you listen to him and Elon, they're talking about aliens and weed too.
I know I can't listen to those episodes. I try.
They're
They're
still
horrible.
great. It's still a different, like it's
Yeah.
a different take.
You're not a Rogan listener.
No, I'm not.
So,
But the problem is, I would be
that's-
okay with that if you had a better, like he's not that good. I like when these people
You know when
go
you
on
listen
blah,
to
blah,
like
blah.
Acquired, it's so rich with
So
information.
I will tell you.
Acquire.
Acquired podcast,
Oh,
the episodes,
yeah,
they're so rich with information.
yeah, but that's a different.
I want that.
Hold on, and I think
That's fair.
Drama will agree with me.
Yeah,
With Rogan, it's the people that aren't famous are the best episodes.
yeah. Except for I think the only thing,
Like the German author was one of the most
Yeah.
interesting things that I've listened to in a long
I
time.
mean, he sent Naval into the stratosphere,
yeah, that's fair.
based on just being he was, as far as everyone's perception, a no-name investor, random, who knows, and now he's
he's
has
super
social media
famous.
pages and
Yeah,
fans but I would say other than Elon, I agree with you. Elon was the only like celebrity interview that I just enjoyed because it was so
Yeah,
different.
of course.
Anyway,
But I think the
it's
other
not-
people are way more interesting.
I didn't mean to turn it into a Joe Rogan fan club podcast, but that is a ridiculous take, D. And
Yeah, T's out of his mind.
now me and Anand are aligned. Look what you did. It's like Russia and China pushed us together.
That's fine. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to bring people together.
What else? Okay. You want to
So
talk about
this is really interesting. You know, the new CEO for Starbucks
Yep.
got hired
from
Stock
Chipotle,
obvi-
right?
Pardon?
From Chipotle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was an article on talking about what is one of their biggest problems. And one of their biggest problems is my favorite thing.
What is
Very
that?
fascinating.
Sugar.
Their mobile app.
What's the problem?
Have you ever used a Starbucks mobile app?
Never.
You can customize.
Don't you order Starbucks every time you go to New York? Every Monday?
I mean, I order all over the world.
But you always use the app.
And the reason why the Starbucks app lets you customize your dick off.
Oh, anything.
Anything.
Right.
How much fucking ice to put? Light ice,
That's
heavy
ridiculous.
ice, no ice. If you go down every ingredient, you can put basically
Like
the
how
amount.
much of each one?
Yes.
Right. That's
that
ridiculous.
complexity
Right.
has slowed down the busiest Starbucks in the world because people's orders are so complex.
But I heard that their theory was that by personalizing and putting your name on the cup and giving you everything the way you want it, that's what causes consumers to fall in love with the brand. But you think they just overdid it?
That's me. I love it because I want half ice. I want half sweetener. I want double, triple shot.
Oh, you're the
espresso.
worst. You do that?
What?
You do that?
Yeah. Like, so my latest is, thanks to the pod, I got introduced to the olive oil
You started doing it?
drink. It's unbelievable.
Why?
They put like sweetener in it. It's like candy. It tastes like fucking candy. But I take half the sweetener.
Right.
I add an extra shot, foam, this, that. It's a $10 drink.
But everything is custom.
Everything's custom. It must take 15 minutes to make the fucking drink.
That's why you have to use the app, because you don't have 30 minutes to wait for them to fucking
If
make
I
it.
went to order it in person, I could not order it. Right. You know what's funny? When I was somewhere where the app wasn't, they didn't have it, I went to order. I'm like, can I get that olive oil drink with this? They're like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Right.
I'm like, you don't got that drink?
Right.
You know this drink? He's like, nah. And I was like, all right, can I just get an iced latte?
Yeah, they got to get rid of that app. That's ridiculous. Because every customer is taking advantage of that.
Of course.
Yeah.
You give the average person carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want. Right. What do you think they're gonna do?
That's the thing. Even if you don't really care, you're gonna do it just to feel like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah,
you get to customize this.
Yeah. The only thing that could change that is, and you're seeing this. So I saw it a lot in San Francisco. I actually saw it a lot in Bentonville. Are the robotic coffee machines?
Right.
That are basically, you're into full coffee shop with the one robot arm. You should be able to customize everything.
Well, obviously not. That app might be deleted tomorrow.
What?
That app might just be deleted off your phone tomorrow.
The robot just throws a drink in your face.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, how can you run a business like that?
No, I mean, I think it's going to be a big challenge. I think it's really interesting because there's this like, whole challenge with all these large scale. Did you guys see Subway? The economics of the footlong?
No.
So for many, many years, Subway has been running the $5 footlong, right?
Yeah.
And they published what the economics of that footlong were, and they were losing money.
What the fuck? They've done it for so long.
Yeah. And so
they made songs about it. And they had a child molester promote it.
That's true.
They did everything.
And he's in jail, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened is that like the franchise owners are like, we can't fucking make money between labor, real estate, overhead. This doesn't make sense. Right. And problem is that most of the momentum of that particular chain was that fucking sandwich.
Yeah. That's all you think of.
Think about it. Subway does not exist anywhere anymore. It's fucking
the
gone.
one down the street closed.
Yeah. I think two down the street have closed. Two down the street have closed.
Right.
Like, where do you see a Subway today? It's
but how does it last?
What?
How does it last for so long?
What do you think? So this Chipotle CEO, he's like considered like a legend.
Yeah.
What can he do to Starbucks?
Well, apparently he's a slasher. He's a cost cutter.
Yeah.
He's a efficiency finder. You know, the theory is that the general take seems to be Starbucks, too successful for too long, blew a bunch of money. This guy doesn't fucking work past 6 p.m. Like,
too not cutthroat. And this guy is the slasher cutter. So number one, that app literally needs to disappear off of everyone's phone tomorrow.
Yeah. So here's the problem. The app is like a bank now because there's like billions
But what
of
I don't
dollars
get
in it,
is like
because I have
you can't go
$50 of credit in there.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yes, you have to upload credit.
But what I don't get, you go to Starbucks more than anyone I know.
Yeah.
The line's out the door.
Well, not if you have the app.
But if you have the app or not,
Because everyone's waiting for them to make D's drink.
So no, but here's the problem.
my point is, it seems like the business is
I
great.
know, but the line is the problem is that like it's actually not a good customer experience when you have that line, right? Like it's not in and out. It's fucking 1,000 times the size of in and out.
But also, I wonder, here's an honest question. If you cut the customization, is there no more line because people are just going in and out?
No, so yeah, and here's the other thing. I actually think the menu of drinks and food got too big.
Right. Like, is that line because of demand or lack of efficiency?
Yeah, that's the entire article is about. It's probably because when you go up to order, you're like, can I get a mocha with fucking this with my fucking dick, this, that? Like, just like.
Yeah, literally. It started with chicks. Like chicks always have their Starbucks, and everyone I've ever been around has always had a ridiculous order. I think you just outdid them, but like everyone, everyone in that fucking line.
No one goes up and says, can I get Americano?
No.
Nobody.
I do. I literally get an iced black coffee.
So you're saying everyone has a customized drink and it's reducing efficiency?
100%.
Yeah, like if you went to McDonald's and everyone customized their fucking meal, and so it's the same amount of customers, but the line's twice as long, it looks like they're in such demand, but actually it's an efficiency issue. That has to be part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because also they're warming up everyone's fucking baguette and their sugar-infused fucking cake pops.
Yeah.
It's probably just a shit show behind that counter. And we're like, damn, high demand.
I actually have a good Starbucks story. So I was in Westwood and I just wanted an espresso.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, do you guys still have the Impossible breakfast sandwich? And they were like, yeah, we do. I was like, okay, cool. I was just curious because I didn't see it.
Right.
And then they brought the Impossible breakfast sandwich out. I was like, I didn't order this.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't a conversation.
They're in fucking shambles back there. Like, I don't know. This guy said he wanted a medium heat, extra, medium rare, Impossible breakfast sandwich. With 2 shots of olive oil.
And they were like, do you want it? I was like, no. I just asked if you have it.
They have PTSD back there. It's also, there was a take that like, they're essentially serving fucking donuts. Like they're not, and I don't know whether, it doesn't seem like people are getting more health conscious. And so there's less demand.
Sodas and
so what's the Chipotle guy going to do?
I think he's going to. Chipotle is a
less
pretty simple menu, right? It's like, it's very customized, but the menu itself is simple.
But if you look at all the options that you can customize at a Chipotle, it's nothing.
But to gain $20 billion of market cap because this guy came on board.
Yeah.
What are they expecting?
I mean, employees probably bought the stock. Like, I hope this fucker deletes the app.
I know. I mean, I don't know. You would think that if he slashes, makes it more efficient, and starts to tell a really good story, that stock will get rewarded big time in the next couple
If you just
years.
tell everyone your experience at Starbucks is going to be faster, I guarantee you that's it. That's enough.
But what's the roadblock to being faster
You
right
have to
now?
streamline the menu.
It's customization.
It's options. There's too many options.
Too many options. D should not be getting away with this.
They charge me for it though.
I don't care.
It's like
they should charge you
$10.
$50.
They should.
That level of customization.
It's ridiculous how many things I cut. Everything I custom. Less ice, less this.
It should be $2 per
splash
slider.
Of this.
Right.
Room for
not
that.
A splash. Oh no. God, that's what it is. What is because I don't know this. What's going wrong with Starbucks?
Their sales are just down.
Right. So revenue is just down.
Well, China is down completely.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know if this guy can fix that.
So maybe health. I mean, that would point to health conscious.
You mean China?
No, just revenue's down in general. That's like what's.
So yeah, I mean, I think revenue in North America is like flat.
But you're right. Maybe just because every time you go there, it takes 40 minutes.
Yeah, you're just
Right.
And by the way, like when you go to so I go to Earth Bar a lot in LA.
Mm-hmm.
They're extremely efficient.
Right. That's like juices and things.
Juices, smoothies, extremely. Like I'm talking like minutes. They make everything.
Right.
Today was Ciclavia in LA, which is like
Yeah, we were on two different sides of that. I saw you posted. You had a great time.
Yeah.
I fucking so pissed.
It's good traffic.
Dude. Because I live right there. And so it's like you have a blockade against you and the highway and the rest of the world for the whole day.
Why do you still live in Hollywood, by the way?
There's a few reasons.
It's like Peter Thiel. He loves it.
Let me tell you. Well, 50 million people listen. I will tell you, honestly, like one of the main reasons, because it is relevant for the pod, is safety.
Yeah.
I'm scared to death.
Oh, meaning like you're in
any house. If I moved, I would move into a house. Any house I would move into is exactly like the ones that everyone I know has been robbed at fucking gunpoint.
Yeah.
And I'm sketched. I've been looking at houses, but I'm like, this will get robbed.
I'll share a real life story that's happening right now in my neighborhood. Hot story.
Tell us. It's going to be another reason why I'm going to stay in Hollywood.
Yes. You have no reason to leave your building.
Right.
We have a WhatsApp group in the neighborhood.
Yep.
A woman posted, hey, there's a guy flying a drone on the street.
Yep.
Anyone know who he is? Is any of it like your friends, whatever?
Right.
Everyone says no. 45 minutes. He's still there. The drones are now very much in 3 backyards.
Yep.
Everyone's like, call the police. Call the police. Police
what time of the day
chat.
is this?
What?
What time of the day?
4:00.
Oh,
Police are in the chat. They're already.
You invited him?
The police suggested it when everyone was getting robbed and shit.
Oh. See, that alone is so absurd.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you add us to your group chat? Because like we know you're going to get robbed, and we just want to.
Yeah.
You send us pics.
So the police goes, oh, that's the Chilean gang that's been fucking robbing.
These guys are tech savvy. Yes.
And so, I jokingly said this, but on the pod, but like crime tourism is real.
Oh, yeah. Especially in LA.
Yes.
Yes.
This is like, how people come here, they go to Disneyland. People come here, they clean out a neighborhood, they go home.
Someone that D and I know very well, I know more well than D does. There's a Chilean gang mob in Westlake.
Right. I think they're everywhere though.
They're everywhere now.
So they moved?
So last month, go look at
No, I think they're it's not just Westlake. I think like Encino's really hot right now.
Encino is out of control, what I've heard. I heard Encino is hot.
But is it Chileans or is it just US
Chileans.
guys?
It's
South
literally-
Americans, let's say.
LAPD is in the chat fucking saying Chileans.
Yeah.
Why would they pick that group of all groups?
I mean, I heard a story. I got riddled with stories last night. You guys know who I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
A girlfriend went to Chanel to shop on Rodeo. They just hang out outside of Chanel and follow you wherever you go.
Yeah.
You walk out with bags, some dope shit. Wherever you go, I'm just going to break into it or rob you at gunpoint.
Yeah.
It's just like so overt and like obvious that you just have to drive a Toyota Corolla and shop at Target. Because for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Or
So
you need
anyway-
a shopper to come to your house.
Right. But
If you're
what are you
really
going to
rich.
wear the new shit you just got? So the honest reason is the one thing about Hollywood itself isn't safe, but my building is. And anywhere I go look, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to every night be like clutching a gun and wondering what every fucking noise is.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I fucking, that area sucks, but it's wild. And this is just the stuff we know and see.
Yes.
And like, do you realize how much must be happening in order for this much to hit our radars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. So like you at like 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
You're hungry.
Yeah.
Would you walk out of your building
No,
and
fuck
cook
no.
food?
Fuck no. No. There are people, sometimes when I go down to like my car or something at 9:30, there are like women taking dogs out for walks and I look at them like they're deploying to fucking Afghanistan. Like, I'm like, you are out of your fucking mind. Like, people do it, but no.
I will
Because that
say,
whole story I told about almost getting robbed, where I almost got robbed, where the guy jumped in my car. I believe that guy probably followed me from Hollywood to just see where I was going. And I happened to get right off the highway and go into a grocery store. I think it's just like, I think they're following cars. They're following you out of stores. They're savvy as fuck. They're flying drones. They have Wi-Fi jammers.
Yeah.
It's wild out there.
it is wild, and I won't say where I live, but it is a police state where I live.
Yeah, which is great. That's what you want.
You're in a MAGA neighborhood, though.
Yeah, you are.
You're in like top
in a
MAGA
red
No,
neighborhood.
meaning like if you, I mean, there's drones 24/7 around our house.
And they're not from Chile.
They're not from Chile.
No.
And if you call a cop, it's 2 minutes.
But
Not
that's
15.
a very small area where they take it serious. And how nice does it feel? D's over
great.
here fucking WhatsApping the cops
Yeah.
while you're out.
I don't
playing
feel
with your kids.
Where I live, I literally do not feel unsafe.
Right.
I can walk
But
in.
that's the epitome of an elite person statement. I'm going to vote for drunk Kamala because I'm going to be
You're
good.
right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Those are the Kamala voters.
Yeah, that is why people get irritated
Right.
because you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I have to deal with the Chileans.
I had to deal with that.
I have to.
Right. I don't. They live in my building.
The Chileans are coming for you tonight.
No, they're not. Why would you? Don't shit where you sleep. Those motherfuckers live 3 floors down. I saw them at the pool today.
But that's what's going on. It's like you got these crime syndicates.
Yeah. But that's honest. The honest reason is that I'm not kidding you when I'm saying I can't name a person that lives in a nice house that hasn't had some sort of run-in or robbery. That is crazy. I can't name one person.
Yeah. That's insane.
The boys just recently got robbed.
You got robbed?
They
Yeah.
hit the boys.
Our whole block. In
Even
Venice.
your house?
Yeah, they all blamed us, obviously. But like once the neighbors came to us and like, yo, we got hit pretty hard. Like it was a whole thing. Like, thank God, like our neighbors had like Ring cameras.
But what are
and
they
everything.
stealing? Because you guys have nothing.
We really did have nothing, but they cleared basically our whole garage. So like Xboxes, music equipment. It ended up like,
And you guys were home.
I mean, it was like 4 a.m. We saw the cameras. So we're all sleeping. But yeah, they cleared our house. They stole my roommate's passport. So who the fuck knows?
Right.
Like our neighbor's gun. Like it was like some bad shit. But yeah, they're out in Venice too. So we started we don't usually lock our doors, but now we were like on it.
Yeah. I mean, get Ring cameras. You got to get all that shit. And like,
But it's also like, they're not going to catch them. They don't give a fuck. There's too many. You're telling me they're making their way from your house to the boys in Venice to fucking Encino? What are the cops doing?
No,
the cops must just be like, dude,
these guys are
let's
good.
hope we get under 200 of them tonight.
Yeah.
Robberies. It's just crazy.
And by the way, the problem with the robberies, most people are so embarrassed about it. Like, you never told me you got robbed.
No.
When did this happen?
Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Because people,
you don't just run around.
Because you're
and
embarrassed.
say, yeah.
I was pretty upfront.
Yeah, but that's you. But like,
Yeah, but that was also
99%
more of like a weird occurrence. And
if
also,
you got cleaned out, everything you owned, you may not have talked
it just
about
feels like you got taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And obviously we're really close, but you're not going to go share that with like other than your.
A lot of people are they're embarrassed. First, I think they're very scared. Then they're embarrassed. Why did it happen to me?
And they
It's
don't
like,
want to be a target.
yeah, and it's like, it's so scary to have people break into your home.
Right.
It's fucking nuts.
The stories I heard last night, I'll tell you, I don't want to put anyone on blast, but like it's so much and pretty wild.
Yeah.
And is it in the like super nice parts of town?
Yes and no. It's also people following people in nice cars.
Yeah.
I heard a story of someone that drives a nice car, not crazy nice, not Ferrari or Lamborghini, getting followed, would step out of their car, getting maced and the shit kicked out of them to the point where they had to go to the hospital by 3 dudes and then their watch and everything stolen. That's like,
What part of town? You're allowed to say?
I can't say. I'll tell you later. But
a part of town that we probably frequent.
maybe, but not a part of town where that should be happening. I mean, for it to be so overt, that's middle of the day. That's not even like gun
which may or may not be loaded. Give me all your shit. I haven't heard a lot of stories of people getting shot or like pistol whipped.
Yep.
That to me just starts to say like a new level of ruthlessness. Because like, why would you do that? You don't have to do that. This guy was not a gangster. You could just
Take his
say,
shit.
give me your shit. He would have given it to you.
Yeah.
It's just like a ruthlessness that's like, fuck. I mean, no matter how tough you think you are, a mace to the eyeballs and 3 dudes kicking the shit out of you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just heard endless stories. I'm extra cautious, but I mean, it happens every time, but that's why I don't.
Yeah. And by the way, there's no incentive to be anywhere that doesn't make you feel safe.
And here's what I don't understand. If you are the DA, you do know this is happening. How, like, what the fuck makes any sense to see whatever numbers and data they're seeing and be like, it just hasn't worked yet.
I think it's 2 things.
Racism.
So I think it's underreported.
It's almost solved. Just give it 2 more years of fucking Royal Rumble in the
I
streets.
actually think crime's underreported.
Right.
Yeah. It's
It's
embarrassing.
massively underreported.
Right, but you have to, all the stuff we're talking about, you have to report for insurance. So you're seeing
But like,
data.
I don't know if like whoever you're referencing is like submitting a police report.
I know, but like he went to the hospital,
Oof.
went to the emergency room. That's how bad his
Yeah,
injuries
but is
were.
he submitting a police report?
I don't know,
I
but
think at that point, you do.
but the point is whether you let me say this: if you are or you aren't, the data still must be a hockey stick.
No,
Here's the thing is-
no. Hold
the
on.
data's
not
being reported.
Didi,
It's fake.
stop. Real quick.
What?
The data actually reports that crime is
Obviously, that's
at an
wrong.
all-time low.
That's wrong.
So that means it's underreported.
Yeah.
But that means someone's cooking the books. Because I just don't believe that if you looked at robberies reported 1 for 1 over the last 10 years,
I agree.
it's not a hockey
But
stick.
it could also be a bubble that we're in, where we all live, where
But I'm not-
crime is crazy.
I think you're right.
Crime is not crazy where our mom lives.
She doesn't live far from Encino. The
But
problem
if they're
is
getting
there's
the boys,
wealth in that part of town.
but they're getting the boys.
Yeah.
Venice is a tough part of
I
town.
know, but but Hop doesn't live in a $3 million house.
We know a lot of gang members that lived in Venice.
Right in their backyard. You got a gun and a fucking whatever. Let me get that.
The boys got a gun or no?
They got one of the boys' guns.
Yeah, but it's like in the thing under someone's bed. So
Yeah,
it's,
it's
never going to come
useless.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have a gun,
here's the
you
But
can't-
somebody's gun got stolen, you said, right?
Our
Here's the
neighbor's gun
problem
got
with the progressive agenda is the reported data doesn't present data that what we're all talking about.
Right, but all I'm saying
So
is
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying that's what the reported data is.
all
And
that
it
I'm
could be
saying
totally
is
wrong.
if you're Gascon,
Yeah.
there's no way this motherfucker doesn't know.
No, because Drama's right. We had to do a police report for the renter's insurance stuff.
Yeah.
Because like they needed, like, so the cops came, we had the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying that some people don't just eat it or maybe they don't have their watch insured, but most people, you have to do a police report to get your Rolex, anything, to get the insurance to cover it. So all I'm saying is there's no way that Gascon doesn't see it. And what could possibly be the justification? That
Nothing.
The theory
I'm
is
not- I'm
right,
not
but it takes
justifying-
longer.
I'm not
Yeah, I
justifying
think that-
anything.
I know neither of you are. I'm just asking, like,
I'm telling
how is this happening?
I do believe if you're super progressive, is that the systemic racism thing plays out. You may need 20, 30 years of just chaos so that the equilibrium.
I
is
also
arrived.
think that crime syndicates have basically.
And if some of us have to get
employ-
robbed and
No, no,
killed,
no.
then
Coming
that
from
happens.
Chile is not an American racism problem. How do you
That's a feature.
I will feature, not a bug. I will say that crime syndicates are employing young kids that they know that will be released immediately.
right, but get rid of the fucking loophole then.
Yeah.
I
Like,
agree.
you gotta respond.
Yeah.
It's just like I usually would like not even like get worked up about it, but to me it feels so crazy.
Yeah.
And like I think we're just getting used to it.
Here's what I actually had.
Like your home
I
is now
had
a yard
lunch
sale
today.
at all times.
I had lunch today with someone that's way more liberal than Anand, way more liberal, and publicly liberal.
Was she drunk?
financially puts a lot of weight into their into the party.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I was talking to him about, obviously he's done extremely well financially, so lives in a great neighborhood. And I was like, you know what the problem with what's happening with not acknowledging some of the challenges in like local crime issues is people have now chosen not to show up to certain things. Right. And so what happens is it exasperates the demographic shift of certain things.
Right.
And so whether that be, like, I'll give you an example. LAUSD public schools. They have an enrollment problem. Do you understand when we were growing up, it was 100% overcrowding. Overcrowding. The damn school district has an enrollment problem.
Can you bleep the name and just tell me who it is so I can have... I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Not either. Sounds very liberal.
We were talking about, and I was like, the problem is like you take like all of these shifts and you start saying like, oh, you know what? It happens. We just have to wait. So then a family may decide not to send their kids to something. They may not let them go to a certain park. Then that park demographic shifts. They may not go to a certain part of town. Then that town shifts. You start seeing like behavioral shifts that are actually way more dangerous than any policy, which is wealthy people stop showing up to certain parts of town because it's unsafe.
Right.
And I think that is way worse than any policy. That is just cultural shift, which is really, really bad.
So also my fear is that I'm guessing any time where terrible, communist regimes in history where lots of people have died and things have gotten really, really bad. I'm not saying that's where we're headed, but I am saying that like, I believe probably then people were saying, just wait a little longer, it'll work.
Yeah.
Like it's not working.
No.
What's going to happen that's going to...
Yeah.
So you guys both know where I live. The public school for kids closed down because there wasn't enough enrollment, to Dee's point.
Yeah.
I will say I've talked to a lot of people recently who have talked about homeschool because of all of these, like we don't trust what they're teaching.
So here's the thing is if you cannot afford one of the elite private schools, homeschool is an incredible option.
Right. But it sounds like even it's starting to get kind of questionable if maybe it's a good option anyway, even if you can afford.
Yes. I mean, if you can afford,
do you
give
know
6 periods of whatever
the property?
Fuck, I like it.
The property where the school I'm talking about is like some of the most valuable property in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But
and
my
they
point,
closed down.
So the reason I'm bringing that up is because they're all part of the same agenda.
Yeah.
And I just am so curious. And like I said, I'm not asking you guys. I'm not saying you take the other side. I'm just curious on like, okay, if these things are happening, what is the justification?
So here's what I think. I think the intentions were good. And the intention was inherently people aren't bad. Inherently people will make the right decisions.
Right.
Unfortunately, that has not played out.
All it takes is a small group of bad people to exploit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem is that a few people have ruined it for everyone.
Right.
So now you got to revert back to the mean. And the mean is like, it's very aggressive now.
That's the problem.
Because we've gone so off the cliff that what we actually have to do is we have to be extra vigilant from a police situation.
Right.
You probably have to bring back extreme safety in public schools so that parents feel comfortable sending their kids there.
Right.
Like it's not fun to watch those videos on social media of kids beating up kids at schools.
Right. But I just want to be clear in case so that we're on the same page. I'm talking about parents don't trust what they're teaching their kids.
So I agree. I think that will change very fast. And I'll tell you why.
I think it's hard to swallow.
No.
Like that you were wrong on that. And now you seem like a racist bigot.
Yes. So I think because private schools are private and it's just about money.
Right.
that curriculum at all. And by the way, this is what I think is going to happen. I think schools in Los Angeles, there will be more progressive liberal schools.
Right.
And there'll be more traditional schools.
Right. Free market.
And parents will choose.
Right.
Do you want your kids to go to that school or this school? And whatever fits your family's agenda.
I'd like to see that football game. You know, the sports between this school now against this school.
Let me tell you, one school won't have a team. One school
That's like
okay.
a funny movie.
So I actually think that will actually fix itself quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because there's money involved.
I
And
agree.
parents have their choice. If you could afford to send your kids to any of these schools, you could pick whatever fucking school fits your agenda.
Right. But what are they doing that at public schools? Do we know or not? Because
I don't know because
You're saying, are they doing the agenda? Is what you're saying in public schools?
that would be way slower too. That'd be like a matter of
I
opinion.
would guess they're not.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to.
keep their head above water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. I think it's a very human thing. And I think that on top of everything we're saying, the problem is if you, as your party, which has been built for the last however many years on all of these things, now, like even dialing it back feels like saying the opposite.
Yeah.
And I think that's really hard for people to swallow.
Yeah.
I think we're also talking bubble talk because we're talking about these private schools in LA. What is it? 10,000 kids?
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of schools. I think there's a lot of schools of our listeners
Like,
that
ask
have at
your
least
mom.
talked about this topic.
Ask your mom.
Yeah, but I will. But you're talking about like small town Ohio. Like you guys have been there. It's very small. Like if you live right outside of Chicago, they're probably having these issues, or outside of Minneapolis, or. So I will ask her, but I think that it's probably a relatable topic for a lot of parents.
I agree. I mean, it's definitely New York and LA, 100%.
Well, yeah,
The two
I think
largest
school
schools
is private
in-
school.
in America.
But Chicago had Lori Lightfoot and like all these. There's some very liberal people in these big cities. Except for Florida and Texas, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think I don't think it's too bubbly. It's a little bubbly, but I think that this is an issue that I think a lot of parents are concerned about.
I definitely think 100% of parents are concerned about what their kids are taught.
Yeah.
100%.
But what percent is valid?
I think all of it is valid. It's your child.
I doubt in Coventry, Ohio, they're teaching too much risky shit.
I mean, maybe
I'm wrong.
Say what you're saying, what you want to say.
Any fringe beliefs?
Yeah.
I doubt it, but I'll ask my mom.
Yeah. I don't know. Columbus is pretty progressive.
Yeah, but it's like, you have to understand, like, it's such a different world. Even where I'm from to Columbus is so
it's a
different.
different
I don't
That's
want
where
to.
we vacationed.
Yeah.
I don't want
You
to promote this TikTok account, so please bleep it out. There's an account called Date Right Stuff.
Everyone knows what that account is.
Date right stuff.
It's unbelievable content.
Every post has millions of views.
What's the content?
It's just
Why
like
don't you promote it? Who cares? It's talk
anti-woke
about it.
shit.
You obviously watch it.
His tribe doesn't like
It's called
it.
Date Right Stuff. I'll promote it. It's funny.
And by the way, Kamala's a drunk. But what's it?
he just says like, oh, if you can't pick your gender, you know that kind of shit.
It's really
is it
funny.
a guy?
Yeah, it's like a white
There's a
male.
star, right?
It's just like white, good-looking dude
Yeah.
that's eating. He's always eating like really greasy stuff.
Because it started about with dating. The
I
whole
get it.
idea was about dating, and then
Got
it became so big.
And so he just does like the anti-woke,
Right.
It's good.
Commentary.
It's good content.
but he's always eating either, a waffle, a chicken
Ain't eating no
parm,
salad, you
Right.
pussy.
Right.
pasta, and he clearly is not eating any of it. He just does one bite.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Portnoy
Right.
one
good.
bite
Okay, I'll watch it.
It's fun.
TikTok?
TikTok.
Yep.
He's
I mean,
everywhere. He's everywhere.
every single clip is millions of views.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think we're going to see, and, luckily we have the biggest temperature check in 3 months.
Yeah.
So,
You'll see.
because I want to be honest with you, once again, not fucking endorsing, whatever. I do think a Trump win does speak to, like, maybe we need to, like, obviously the temperature of the country is that we need safety and
to back off on some of these policies.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's would actually be the reaction. Maybe they go twice as hard to say, fuck this guy. But I do think one thing an election is really good for is to take the temperature of what the country believes.
Yeah. And by the way, like if Kamala wins, then the temperature is that.
Through the roof.
Yeah. And that's fine too.
Right.
Everyone can vote. You can decide the temperature of the country.
So I'm actually really curious because we know who the Democratic bench is. It's Gavin. He's the one running next, if I had to guess.
Right.
Who's the Republican after this election?
Barron.
Let me tell you this.
Barron's going to win 2 terms easy.
Yeah.
He's not 35. He's like 20.
They should change the law.
I'll tell you what I learned from the last 4 years is they're not looking at the bench.
Yeah.
They're fucking day by day.
Yeah.
Because I forgot that Biden used to admit and say he was a layover president or a whatever you call it. He sort of admitted, or especially saying it a lot now, that in the beginning he only thought he would be there for 4 years just to kind of get people off of Trump and to the next person. But like, if you're fucking rolling with Biden for 4 years and then swapping to Kamala, you don't. There's no one on your bench.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking know.
Either side has no bench.
Well, I would think it's Buttigieg and Gavin.
Buttigieg already lost. Fucking donut.
I know, but I'm just saying he's got.
No, maybe there's something young we don't even know about.
He's got fame.
Jake Paul, how old's he?
Get him in there. What do you got to be? 35?
Yeah. How old's he?
But
30?
he's MAGA though.
He's 20.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the MAGA bench.
The MAGA bench is light.
They're both light.
I really feel like they wait to like see what the like you don't even know yet. You don't know who has the right tone for the tone of the country. You got to match them.
I mean, Tom Brady, if he ran as a conservative, will win 2 terms tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like the Minnesota governor. What's his name?
It doesn't matter.
Ventura.
He's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady to Jesse Ventura? Are you joking? Yeah. Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Greatest fucking, may be the greatest winner of all time. He could win 2 terms as president.
Yeah.
Overnight.
I think Brady could win.
I feel like even Putin would be like, yo, whatever you want, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got Michael Rubin behind him.
People fucking
You're the GOAT,
respect winning.
Right.
Tom Brady.
Well, we'll see if they do or not. They might respect winos.
It's a relatable thing.
Right. We'll see in 3 months.
Tom Brady's Instagrams have been very fantastic.
I gotta watch that YouTube. Was the YouTube good? His time in Paris?
I didn't see it, but I follow his Instagram.
We got a great time.
I'm sure it was great. We did it? How long are we? Fucking 3 hours? Are we Rogan?
We're good.
All right,
We're not Joe Rogan here talking about nonsense for 3 hours.
Shut up.
Let's wrap this up. Wrap this fucking thing up.
If you had an interview with Peter Thiel, you'd be like, so tell me about Zuck. And he'd be like, no. And you'd be like, all right, what about aliens?
No, I'd be like, all right, we got nothing to talk about. I would at least make it fun.
Right. You're ridiculous. Okay, that's it. Do we have any shout outs? No, we don't, right?
No.
Shout out to fucking Joe Rogan.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Shout out to Joe
Everyone
Rogan.
Go to our YouTube group chat
Wait,
pod.
I have last question.
Yes.
The UFC fight last night. It was all over my feed.
Yeah, it was. I would.
That was all over your feed, but her drinking wasn't.
He's MAGA. I'm telling you. I think Anand's so like he does little toe dips into MAGA.
Yeah,
He's like, dude, I just
Why is
cold
Israel
plunged.
Adesanya MAGA?
Of course it is.
Because you're UFC Rogan fucking date right and cold plunging and sauning, and then you're like, no, we need to do what's right for the kids. And I'm telling you, you're toe dipping.
So tell me about the fight.
Anyway, I think it was the end of an era.
Because he's a big deal, right?
Yeah, Israel Adesanya is like had a crazy dominant run, so good, such a good personality, whatever. And he's just lost a few times recently.
Is he the one that got kicked in the head?
No, but that was another similar story.
Here you go. Antonio Brown. Okay, he's even posting it. He has CTE. Kamala Harris before going out in public.
Oh no! If he's judging, right?
His Twitter feed is. If you were to say Antonio Brown's inappropriate Twitter feed, it would be on.
Antonio Brown must listen to D.
I think Antonio Brown and D are the same person.
I'm down with Antonio Brown. I fuck with him.
Yeah, I don't even they might be. But yeah, anyway, that's it. It was just it was an even. No one was an underdog, but end of an era.
So he's done.
I think he's done. He said he's not retiring.
Should we go to the September 14th Sphere?
I would. It's very expensive.
You know, Dana. Get us some tickets.
We can try. It's been a while. Okay, is that it?
That's it.
We did it. Thank you guys. Fuck yeah. Everyone have a great week. And look out for the Kamala content.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Cheers. Toast for Kamal.